Without further ado, please allow me to kindly highlight the order of the program. Formal session compares Paudo Dihengto and Pablo Zolia. Invocation, Sister Margaret. Welcome address, Father Dr. George Cataluangami.
2 years ago, we started this fest, especially for the postgraduate students. And the intention, the purpose, and the vision, and the goal, aims of this fest is to disseminate and also build up in the students interest, love, and passion for academy or academic activities. And therefore, this event of today and tomorrow is purely mainly based on academic exercises. And that's something which is a very big leap and a very big step. And so we have come here for this very important program. Welcome to all of you. Our special guest, I have not much of a biography about her. Peter, I know him very well. We meet very often because he's the alumni president. And Professor Sivashis Biswas, many of you may not know him, but when we started our MA program, first year PG program with English, he was one of the main persons here, helping our college and also coming here and giving lectures, and super too good in giving lectures. You miss his class, so if you were to come to take class for you, you will really enjoy and you can understand the knowledge and wisdom that comes from him, the experiences. And it's a surprise that he's, for us, that he is so willing to travel all the way from Defu and be here with us today. So, to all of you, the special guest, the guest of honor and keynote speaker, thank you so much for sparing your time to be with us here today. And we are extremely glad because when we have some very important people here in our midst, you become the source of our motivation. You become an inspirational person for us also to look up to and to move forward. So thank you so much for sparing your time to be with us. Thank you for your love for this college. Though the PG postgraduate students are very small in number comparing to the undergraduate, we have 4,058 students and here maybe 380. So the number is quite small. But I assure you that these students are very smart, very much knowledge, intelligence oriented, and many other qualities and skills. And to my dear students, I would like to challenge you. Last year, I remember what I said when I stood here. And this year, tremendous improvements. So congratulations. Remember last year what I said? And this year when I came again, it's fantastic. And that's what I'm looking for in my students. Not only just performance, not just organizing, not just for the sake of organizing the event, the program, but look for quality, look for standard. And I see this time that you have improved a lot, and so much of improvements is done. And therefore, congratulations. I'm sure in some way or the other, you have contributed, and therefore continue to contribute in whatever way that is possible, without looking at your personal benefit. Give. One day they will give you. Today you give, tomorrow they will give you. Let's take that with us. Give and take.
Well, coming to St. Joseph's is coming back If you love Amitabh Ghosh, if you have read The Shadow Lines, there is a character called the Grandma, and she talks about coming back to her home which she has lost in East Pakistan, which has become Bangladesh. So I am also coming back here. I used to visit regularly during 2018 to 2020. It might be news to some of you that I used to take classes here, as the principal has already mentioned, to help out, as the PG department had only one teacher. My classes used to be non-stop from 9:30 to 2 p.m. That was my condition, don't disturb me, only with tea. Only when the buses used to honk, I used to stop. Sister Sunita was my favorite student who suffered my classes. And there was Sister Rosaline also, I remember. Among the students I remember, there was a boy called Nicholas, there was Vane, there was Nyatrin, Imsu, Jung, Tejakrino, we used to call her Teja, all very dear students. And the faces are there as shadows. I have not remembered all the names, I'm sorry. And I remember the dynamic Father Benny. What a host he was. Whenever I had come, he would be the first person to receive me. When my wife came here, he was there with a flower. He was the best. Now he is a bishop, a very well-deserved promotion. Father Joy, my very good friend, even now we are in touch, who would flamboyantly declare, I am your joy. I remember Sister Lucy, and the then principal, Father Sebastian, who first contacted me for a teacher with PhD to start the PG department of English, and I recommended my best scholar, Dr. Sumi, to start the department as the HOD. So Gypsy and friends, you are the students of my students. Hence you are my grand students. So, who am I? I am a grand teacher. I have been teaching in the Northeast for around 38 years now. And I feel at home in class. When I am with the bright young faces, it is such a blessing to see my students doing well in exams and graduating with flying colors. They are the human resources for the nation. We are creating the human resources, the future of the nation. And you know what? This profession is a mix of teaching and mentoring. And without this, jigsaw puzzle fitting together, just teaching the syllabus gives no meaning to the teaching learning process. The students don't know why they are in class and what they will do with the degree. We have to find out the why for them. Rather, we have to generate the why for them and what they will do in later life. This is where we teachers find out the dream of the students. I have a book that I would recommend, The Magic of Thinking Big by Dr. Schwartz. That is my Bible of inspiration. You please get a copy of that book and you will see what I mean, whether it inspires you or not.
I only know from my daughter's education. She's giving her 10 words just now. But I do know that when she came back from New Delhi in the middle of class 6 from a school called Sardar Patel Vidyalaya, which is a really good school in New Delhi, and she had to join a school here, I saw the difference in education, and I saw the difference it did to my daughter. So I didn't know what to expect from students here. I didn't know what level I should speak to in, and I apologize that I'm not prepared in that sense, but after listening to most of my notes right now are taken after listening to Father George and to Professor Biswas, and it's a very spontaneous talk, but I hope it's something that will make you all think and maybe inspire you as Grace has told me. Father George, when I came on stage to accept my gift, I couldn't but tell him that he gave a really short but really good speech. I was kind of taken aback because it was so precise. In just a few minutes, he said a lot of what I could have said too, but he said it so well. And I think you as students are so privileged and so lucky to have a principal like Father George. I mean, this is my first time I'm hearing him, but I have been inspired by what he said. And to think that this is the 3rd year, and he said that he has seen a lot of progress from the year before and last year to this year, I think this college will go a long way, and I think you as students should feel so privileged to have these kind of activities. And like you said, I totally second and echo what your principal has said about having extracurricular activities like that. It is really not all academics. If it was all academics, I would not be where I am today. And I'm not saying that and being proud of it in a sense, yes, but I do want you to take pride in the fact that, okay, so I'll tell you a little bit about the Associated Press. It is the world's largest and the oldest news agency. We're older than Reuters, older than a lot of these other newspapers you read. And we're more than 175 years old. I've been in this job for 20 years and never once thought that this position that you're reading, I have taken it up only this year. It is a Deputy Director of Photography and Storytelling. So I'm in charge of Asia Pacific for the Associated Press for the photography session and how our stories look, the storytelling process. I never once thought I would come to this position. I've been a photo editor, I love my job. All I do in my job every day is that I want to do well. I give it my best. Every day, that's all I do. Something that's assigned to me, I want to do it well. I will not sleep on it. I want to do it well. And that's been it. I've never had an ambition in that sense to come. I never once thought. The day it struck me that this is a big role was actually last night. Last night at 8:30, we had a Zoom meeting. It was called the News Leaders Conference. It's a monthly, and it's the first time I attended this meeting. It was a moment when we reviewed the annual budget of the Associated Press across the world globally, where we were spending, how we were doing, what our projections are for 2024, with the US elections coming and with the Olympics in Paris this year. Our budget was higher up by about $50 million or something. All of these numbers were going above my head, and only then I was like, wow, 20 years in this company, but these are not things I was ever privy to, and suddenly I'm there in the middle of all of these leaders, and I'm talking about the future of this global company. Last night was really the night that it struck me that I have a big role, and believe me, I was just like one of you. I was born in Kohima, I was here till class 4, and then my parents moved to Imphal, and then in class 6 I moved to boarding school, but I'm a Naga at heart, right? That's who I am. This is my basics, this is my foundings, this is my foundation. And my identity helped me. In an organization as big as the Associated Press, believe me, this is the time in the world that people are looking for diversity. People are celebrating diversity. So I urge all of you, try not to ape other cultures. It's great to learn about, to travel, to know, to read, but try not to ape other cultures. Try to be as Naga as you can. It is a gift. It is a gift in today's world to have your own identity, to have a place that you call the village. We all go back home to our villages in Christmas time. It is a gift, it is a blessing to be connected to the land that you belong to. And that, I think, for me, I took advantage of that. I could have been this Naga in this huge company of I don't know how many people and just feel so alone and squirm and stay back. But what helped me were my colleagues. What helped me was the feeling that we are in a sense, like what Professor Biswas talked about, a borderless world. Retain your identity, but in the end, eventually blood flows in us.